Let's go. Yep. 2. 3.
4. Next. I'm trying to get 4.
Next time.
I got 4 the first one.
Yeah.
I felt okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just wanted to go for it. Cool. That's fair.
Nice.
Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is good with themselves. We are now 20 days out from our next show, not next show, our first show actually, was just at the WMEF that just happened there yesterday, and it was absolutely cool to see. Good to see some of the guys that I've known and who I've competed against beforehand. So that was very good to see, but it gives me a bit of an insight to see and to know who's going to be competing either at Muscle Contest or at the NBFI. But it has lit a fire underneath me to really push now over the next 20 days. So 2 more weeks of dieting phase and then into my peak week. That is the plan that me and Alan are going for. But today's session, very simple, very nice. It is a push A session. So starting off with cable flies for the start. God knows how many sets, I can't even remember now. So push A, 3 sets of cable flies, 2 sets of high incline dumbbell chest press, 2 sets of a chest press. I use the Nautilus plate loaded, then a cable incline chest press, Smith, basically a JM press from there, cable crucifix lat raises, dumbbell lat raises, and then an overhead cable tricep extension. So a nice and easy push A. So let's get this going on the road. So first exercise is always going to have a few warm-up sets. Warm-up sets coming into this is always going to be around 2 to 3 warm-ups before going into my actual working sets. And I always will do this when it comes to my actual first set, is that I will always do around 2 to 3 warm-up sets or feeder sets, whichever one you prefer to use. The reason why I'm doing that is literally down to the fact that I want to make sure that when coming into my first exercise that I am primed, my chest is ready to go. At that point, I'm not going to get any form of injury. And realistically, then for the rest of my session, normally it's between 1 to 2 warm-up sets. At that point, towards the end of the session, you don't really need it. Body should be warmed up, should be primed and ready to go. Solid first set, very happy with that, up by 2 reps. We had a high day on Saturday, 4,000 calories. It's absolutely amazing to feel. Last week I felt very, very fatigued, so it was definitely needed. Yesterday was also a rest day, so today just feels very good. So we're just gonna utilize all the carbs that we got from those 2 days and absolutely blast this chest workout, because towards the end we'll get a good physique update, a proper one outside, see exactly how the body is looking without tan. So I want tan on, that's what I miss. So we just did 3 sets of that. Felt very good, very happy with how the numbers are moving. You can actually feel the pump coming into the chest from that. So very, very happy with those 3 sets. Last set was down by 1 rep, but I went up by 1 to 2 reps on my other sets. So that is perfectly fine by me there. So next is a high incline dumbbell chest press for 2 sets. So I have a top set and a back off set. So like I said, we are just doing our first initial exercise, like I said earlier, was just warming up everything. So we did about 3 primer feeder sets there. We're now just going to do 1 to 2 with the dumbbells. I normally do 1 to 2 feeder sets, mainly because I just don't want to cause an injury, don't want to risk anything at all that's going to fucking pop, especially with being just under 3 weeks out from show. Don't want to do anything fucking stupid at that point, like. Her hands, my God. So we just did 2 sets of incline, or high incline dumbbell bench press there, where basically all we're trying to do is just maintain numbers at this point. And you might notice me like being on my phone quite a lot. I'm actually on the app just logging my workouts, seeing exactly what I'm lifting from a previous week, seeing if I can either match or progress. At this point, I'm not trying to progress, but what we're just trying to do is maintain my numbers. And that will come from when my sleep's good, hydration is good, when my food is on point, when I get the meals correct at the right timings. Pre-workout, even the likes of a pre-workout powder, caffeine, everything just has to be on point to allow me to maintain my numbers, which has been going very well so far. Last time that I had a little bit of a drop was actually for leg day, but apart from that, everything is moving quite smooth so far. So we're just going to keep that up over the next like 2 weeks. Then it's peak week, and then we're on stage. So this is probably one of my favorite chest press machines in the entire gym at Nebula. Absolutely fantastic. Nautilus converging chest press. I like the neutral grip handles. Just personally, to me, I feel a lot more comfortable, a lot more strong in this position. Now, what you might see some people do, they'll put the black pad. I've talked about it on some other exercises, but they'll put it actually on, say, the likes of the adductor and some of the magnet machines in there. You can put it on this as well, but personal experience, I have used both. Both do work. But obviously, I just prefer the actual normal pad on this machine. This feels a lot more comfortable now. Not to say that I have more power being in this position, but this feels a lot more safe in my head. Maybe that's just me. But still warming up. We've 160 on this machine. The goal is when we're in the off season, if I still have this machine in it, please Alan. But we are hoping that we'll be hitting 200 kilos in total for 5 plates aside. It would be quite nice on this machine. I'm on 180 now, maintaining that as well, that 180. So should be pretty good. Felt very nice there. So, to 180 we go. Whew. Fuck, that's heavy. We're down 1 rep on this machine. Realistically for me, it doesn't really bother me at this point if I'm going down in reps. As long as we're able to maintain form, technique, tempo, intensity around it, that is perfectly fine by me, which that was achieved right there and then. Fucking hell. That was a fight for that last rep.
amount of things that people would tell me or ask me to do, or just in like general chat. And I'll be either like halfway through a conversation with someone and I'll just completely blank. Or if someone like reminds me of something or tells me to do something, I'll be like, yep, no worries. And then by 10 minutes I was like, what was I to do? Happens so much now. And I know like when I'm back on the bulk, I won't have that issue. Like, but I remember the last prep I had such bad amnesia, like I couldn't even remember people's names. And they would have told me like 20 minutes ago. Here we again. Nice little trick actually for you guys. If you're on prep, or even if you're trying to lose weight, or just in general trying to hit a certain amount of steps, really cool way and an easy way of actually getting your 10,000 steps is, depending on how much rest time you actually have between sets, use that rest time to walk around the gym. Genuinely, you'd be surprised. I do it on my leg days, I do it on some of my days, just to let me get more of my steps in. I've done it before where I've done it for a leg day, for example, or chest day, and I gain about 5,000 to 6,000 steps, and it's just makes everything so much easier in terms of, because I sit down quite a lot at home with check-ins with clients, online clients, it's very hard for me to get steps in. So I would utilize the time that I am resting between sets to actually get all those steps in. Last exercise is overhead. Technically it's meant to be an overhead cable tricep extension, but the effort, not really the effort, but we have machines in this gym that I feel are a lot better. So we're going to be going down to the back of the gym and using the Paramount French press. Probably one of my all-time favorites when it comes to hitting the triceps from an overhead standpoint. So that's a bit of posing there, just done. So we're gonna go home, get some food, especially since Soph's really hungry as well behind the camera. She's just shaking her head there like in the yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about everything at home, and we shall, yeah, we're just gonna get food, head home, and I'll talk to you guys then.